How we doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I want to know how you started in music.
Well, I did guitar lessons when I was at school, but
Mm.
I didn't really like being told what to do, so I kind of gave up after that. Not really good at that, being told what to do. So I kind of lost interest. But then when I turned 15, 16, I started to get back into it. I found a really old guitar in my closet. It had 3 strings.
Ah.
It was broken. And somehow I was still able to create 50 instrumentals out of it.
Mm.
And then eventually, when I could afford it, I got my own guitar. And it basically went from there.
Alrighty.
And I play all different. I got bored of just playing guitar, so I tried piano and ukulele and whatever instrument I could find.
How did you taught yourself how to play the instrument?
Uh, Pretty much just stuffing around with it. I didn't follow any instructions online or anything like that. I just decided to play around with it and find some good sounds. I just used my ears basically,
Mm.
and then over time I did the same with the piano as well. And then I decided to teach myself how to sing because I was kind of getting sick of not being able to sing along to my songs. So
Oh, nice. So,
yeah,
we just recently, you're coming up with a single named "The Big
yeah.
Evil." Can you explain a little bit?
Yeah, so when I was 24, I was diagnosed with epilepsy,
Mm.
and I, on the occasion, would write about my feelings and, my experiences with the seizures.
Yeah.
And about a year ago or so, I was writing again, just like a diary sort of thing. It wasn't
Yeah.
meant to be a song,
Mhm.
but I just, the way that I was writing it and I was looking back at it, I was like, oh, this actually has potential. Like, just the way that it was rhyming, I didn't even mean to rhyme, but it just sort of happened that way. And then I decided to see what sort of dramatic sound I could come with it.
Mm.
And it was originally a guitar version,
Alrighty.
but then the A&R Department of Australia, they asked me if I would work with them. So I decided to take it to a producer, and we kind of turned it around into this indie-tronic kind of electronic pop sound instead. So
I got two questions.
like that.
I got one. Did you save the guitar version of the song?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And the second one, why you name it the Big Evil? The Big Evil.
Well, the big evil I learnt is actually sort of, the seizures that I have are actually called
Mm.
grand mal seizures, which is like the French term for the big evil. And back in the day, they used to actually believe that seizures were demonic. And so
Oh.
I decided, and it kind of, when I have my seizures, I kind of do feel like I did go to hell and then come back because I go unconscious. Very dramatic.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, but so I call it the big evil, really,
Yeah.
my epilepsy. So that's why it's called that. Yeah.
Alrighty. So when I read your bio, it says that you was rejected from a school Bass guitar lesson.
Um, I rejected it. That was the story from before when I was actually I was in school, and the way that they were teaching us to play guitar, it just wasn't.
The way that you
It
like it.
just wasn't working for me. I wanted to play around with all the strings, but they wouldn't let us, and I just felt very restricted. So I
Mm.
decided to move past it, and eventually I got back into it on my own.
Alrighty. So was Big Evil your first single or no?
Um, I have 100 songs just laying around. Very good at not finishing them. But in terms of releases, this is my first one under my name,
Oh, nice.
Alicia Salerno. Before that, I did release an album that's no longer out
Why not?
because it was a very different sound. And back then, I was a little bit nervous about it, and I decided that I wasn't ready to just keep it out there. So,
Nice.
long story short, it wasn't feeling right. So, I decided to when I when the A&R company picked me up, I spoke to them. They said maybe you should go by your full name, and because
Nice.
your songs now are very more personal and more deep and more about yourself and your experiences. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So mostly when I hear those type of music that you record, I hear effects on the voices like auto tunes and stuff like that. But in your case, I didn't hear that much effects on your voice. How was you possible to do that?
Um, it's basically just I wanted the vocals to sound as natural as possible. I didn't want it to have too much effects in it, and so basically there's just a bit of reverb, and I just had to really pull it off. um, we decided not to vocal tune because I'm one of those people that like more natural. Like I like to do it more naturally.
Yeah.
I don't I don't think it's a bad idea to do it or anything,
No,
but
that's why I'm asking because it was a good choice because your song and your voice sound perfect with the instruments.
yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm glad that other people as well.
Yeah,
I've had a very, very good comeback from it all.
yeah.
Feedback has been great. Yeah.
I am one of those people that really like that song. I wanted to know about it.
Sorry.
No, I said I was one of those people that like the song that I really wanted to know
Uh,
about it.
yeah. Thank you. That's yeah. I'm glad you liked it.
So
It means a lot to me. So
you're welcome. You're welcome. So in the song, I hear that you do a lot, like high notes. That's how you say it.
yeah,
So
yeah. I know. Yeah.
yeah. So I want to know in what moment do you know when to do high notes in a song?
When to do it?
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
you know is the perfect timing to increase your voice.
Yeah. You kind of have to really when you're performing the song, when you're doing the vocals. Like when I was in the studio, I really had to be focused. I tried not to but I tried not to concentrate too hard. I just had to really follow the flow of the song. Otherwise, it doesn't quite hit,
Mm,
the correct.
yeah.
And it's actually with high notes as well. I've noticed that timing is very important. When you're singing low and then you go straight into high, it doesn't work. You kind of have to build it up in a weird wavy kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
It's okay.
but it takes a lot of practice.
So every time I ask an artist for the first time, I like to ask this question because it's my favorite, and that is, what advice would you give a younger artist growing at the same time as you, or after you?
I would say that as much as it can be terrifying to sort of put yourself out there, um, and you are if you are wanting to play something, if you're wanting to learn an instrument, but the way that you feel like it's not working in a class or at a lesson or anything like that, or the way that people are teaching you, um, figure it out for yourself. Don't give up. Like, you don't need to give up just because you don't do it the same way as everyone else.
Yeah,
You do it. You do your sound, and we always bring out our best music when we're just being ourselves.
yeah,
So definitely don't give up. It doesn't matter if you can't read music. It doesn't matter if you can't do this particular chord, but you can do all these other ones. It's like, if you want to sing, it
yeah.
just takes practice. Because I used to think that I had the worst voice ever, and that was the one thing that was holding me back. So just practice. It's all it takes, and you don't have to do it anyone else's way. You can find it out for yourself.
Alrighty. So when are we expecting the song coming up?
Sorry.
The song when it's coming up?
Oh, next song. um Well, since the Big Evil has come out, I have been speaking to some other people that listen to it, and uh, they would like to collaborate. And
Mm,
so that would be my next move. I would like to bring out a song with a couple people that would like to, make something together. So whatever song that comes out next, I'm going to start working on it soon. It will probably have a similar vibe, but maybe I might have um, a male vocal in there as well.
nice,
And, yeah, so I just want to try something different. I love trying different things. I get very bored of doing the same thing.
nice.
So
It's
yeah,
okay.
so yeah, it's gonna happen quite soon. I'm gonna start on it quite soon. So maybe in a year or so there might be a new single.
Alrighty. So any last word that you would like to say?
Well, I would like to say that I very much appreciate you reaching out, wanting to have a chat about my song. I really appreciate that. Um,
Always.
the song is probably the most the first song that I bring out just happens to be the most revealing song ever. So, so yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So thank you for appreciate it that you have a moment of your time to talk to me. I'll see you soon. You already know. Take care.
Yeah, thank you. You too. I'll see
Alrighty.
you later.
See you later.